Ho, ho, hello, and welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Alex, and to my right, he was visited by the ghost of Christmas future, but the only thing he cared about was how his Bitcoin was doing. Andrew.
Thank you.
And to my left, he was visited by the ghost of Christmas present, but the ghost was only there to tell him to stop trying to win his ex-wife back by singing Santa Baby outside her window every night this week. Chris.
That's me.
Yikes. That song is something's... Wait, what's just the one? No.
Santa Baby.
No, I like Santa Baby, actually.
Are you thinking of
Cold Outside?
I Saw
Cold
Mommy
Outside.
kissing Santa Claus?
No, I don't like the Cold Outside one.
I don't like any song that's
Am I
Maybe it's
wrong
Cold
to
Outside.
not be attracted to Santa? It sounds like, according to this music, everyone is supposed to be into Santa Claus.
I feel like the media these days, they're trying to sell Santa as a sexy
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Hallmark behind this, for God's
Yeah.
sakes. All right,
You never
What's-
see like a ripped Santa though. like a
true.
like a
Chris,
hunk of a Santa.
you're not looking in the right places, my man.
Imagine like a tattooed
I
Santa.
went, I
Yeah,
went to
on
the,
a motorcycle
I went
in
to
the
the mall.
sky.
I went to the mall with my nephew to have his picture taken with Santa.
Yeah.
Santa was jacked out of his mind.
That's
He was
awesome.
ripped.
Like real, like actually.
No, that's not real.
You don't have a Santa. You,
You-
you don't
I
have a
have no-
I
nephew.
have no nephew.
No Santa. I have one Santa.
Santa is ripped. All right, what's this podcast about, guys? This is I Need a Hobby. Every week, Andrew, Chris, and myself do a challenge, hobby, or activity, and then we tell you guys about it. During the week, we relax during the 9 to 5, but this podcast is all about that rip and roaring 5 to 9, baby.
Heck yes.
5 to 9 is a little different this week because,
Yeah.
cashing in. Looks like it's your Christmas bonus
Nice.
episode, that is.
Yeah, we figured we'd give you guys a little Christmas
Yeah,
present.
if you're
Yeah.
if you're a boss out there with a a company of employees,
Sure.
you want to save a little money, give them this episode as a Christmas bonus.
Maybe download it
They'll
onto like
love
a
it.
USB. I feel like that's a big holiday
That would be
gift.
good. I feel like at first everyone would be like, I can't believe this is all I got. And then they come to find out it was well worth whatever
Then they
paycheck
listen
they
and
were
they
getting.
say, I can't believe
Think
this
of-
is all I
Think
got.
of all
Can I
the free
return this?
content that they've just got exposed to.
For
That's
free.
awesome.
Yeah, so we figured Christmas time, it's time to give back. Let's give back to the listeners. A nice bonus episode, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot to catch up on with the
Mhm.
bonus episode. Figured we'd start with what's the most pressing issue with our listeners right now.
Yeah.
The Beer Mile 2,
The
for
Beer
God's
Mile 2.
sakes.
Yeah.
So some of you guys might remember we did one of our not first episodes early on in our career as
It was.
podcasters.
It was.
Yeah, one of our top 20.
We did
Our first
a
20. Certainly not in our top 20.
the three of us ran a beer mile, and
Explain to the Chris. Explain to the folks at home what a beer mile
for the
is.
folks at home who don't know, it is a traditional mile, except you drink a 12-ounce beer at the beginning of each lap.
5% alcohol.
Four laps.
Four laps,
we're not talking
5%. 6 buddies, 7 is the lucky number today.
6 buddies. Wait, not a 6-pack of Bud Light, man.
You're doing the 12 days of Christmas?
I just 4 Bud Light. No, not Bud Light.
6
Bud
of my buddies.
and you throw up, you run an extra lap.
So we did this last year, almost a year ago, a few months ago, and plus 1 year.
It was the three of us and some friends. Andrew got the win
Yep.
of the three of us.
And so we
Remember
decided.
remember Alex lost his voice and
Yeah.
we made him
Oh,
say
yeah.
his embarrassing time on air.
Yeah, geez. What was it, like
Yeah.
hour and a half
I
or
think
something?
It was
I think
bad. It was
an hour-
like-
I think it was borderline hour 45. No, it was like 30-something minutes.
Yeah.
Not much better this year. Spoiler alert.
So we decided.
So we
let's do it
decided
again.
we were going to do it, but I'll say it. We cannot do another episode. We couldn't do a full episode.
Yeah,
of
I think
it.
Yeah.
that was the plan originally, but then we're like, this is just.
It's
I'm
nothing-
like-
there's nothing much more to say.
I'm like embarrassed to talk. Not because of my performance, because like I don't even want to say it on the pod, but a big part of the beer mile is like it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like we threw up. It's disgusting.
Afterwards, Alex and I went to a little party and we got into a conversation. We talked about the beer mile,
Yeah, we did talk.
and
some
everyone
serious
was
beer mile
very interested, but also borderline disgusted.
I think that's like
we
half
hadn't-
the stuff.
We hadn't showered.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
didn't joke.
oh, cool. You spent 2 weeks and you got your Rubik's Cube time down to 30 seconds. That's really awesome. And then they're like, maybe I should find someone else
Wait,
to talk to now.
that factored in. This is a bonus episode, so we could go back to episodes like Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Sure.
That factored into my rating because I was in love with Rubik's Cube.
Right,
I didn't give it
yeah.
a 10 out of 10 because You can't bring that up.
Yeah,
You
you can't
admit
bring
you
that
can't
up.
It's
admit
tough.
that you like
And you know what?
Put a lot of
We're
time
gonna
into
bring it
it.
up now because Chris, my man Chris, he did well in this beer mile,
Yeah.
but he also did really well with the Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Continued
that's
his
true.
Rubik's cubing. A little
Rubik's
update.
Cube
We gotta
update.
we gotta bring this back. So if
Yeah.
you remember, at the time of recording, I think I'd solved the Rubik's Cube maybe 3 times.
Yeah, you got like a
successfully.
2 minutes 30
2 minutes and
seconds.
change.
That
or
is
something.
crazy.
Your boy's down to 38 seconds.
Wow.
38
That's
seconds.
great.
And I'm down under 30 now too. And
Yeah.
at that time, 38 seconds was better than my best time at recording, Chris.
Wow.
So look at you. You can do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I
Keep
feel
it
like
up.
I feel like
All
we're
right.
gonna slowly become a Rubik's Cube
I,
podcast.
well, I have one more thing to say. Listen, we might have to put a spoiler at the beginning of this podcast. This podcast is for listeners of the podcast.
It's our fans.
Yeah.
This is the
yeah.
first episode they're listening to.
We should
At
say,
least
we'll just
listen
say
to
that.
Beer Mile,
Rubik's
Cube. I don't know.
Everything in
episode
between.
4, The Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you'll
we'll,
get this.
we'll just record something at the end.
But
and do it again.
with Rubik's Cubing, so I sent these guys a link. We have a future episode coming up. I won't spoil what it is.
Hmm.
And there's this guy who said he was going to spend a month practicing this hobby, this thing, and then become literally a grandmaster at it.
Yeah. You can
So-
only guess what the hobby is.
So every month he was doing something else, which is similar to our podcast.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
One of his months he did speed queuing. So I did you guys see this at all?
How far did he?
So I read it. He said his goal for the month was to break 20 seconds in the Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
Mm.
So already I'm thinking like, all right, this guy thinks he's all that. He could do anything in a month. Listen, man, I gave Rubik's Cube a 9.5 out of 10 or something around that, and I've only solved it in 27 seconds. He broke 20 seconds.
Wow.
Did he really?
But listen, he
cheated.
posted a video. He broke 20 seconds twice. I'm not going to say it wasn't real. It looked real. But at the beginning of his article, he's like, yeah, actually I have a long history with Rubik's Cubing. I used to solve it all the time as a kid, but I never tried to solve it fast. I just liked solving it. Dude, that's such BS. No one, if you could solve a Rubik's Cube, the first thing you do after solving a Rubik's Cube is brag to your friends. The second thing you do after solving a Rubik's Cube is try to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just the nature of the Rubik's Cube. So he just like discredited himself by saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm actually just starting from scratch. I don't really care about my time until today." That's such BS.
I feel like you got his
Mhm.
voice down too.
I'm mad. Yeah,
That sounds just like
that was him.
It was you.
Guys, I broke 20.
But so the beer mile. So
Yeah.
we won't go on for too long, but I went. So last
Yeah,
time
let's do this quick summary. Of it.
last time we all drank Budweiser. This time I went Heineken. We all
We all did
different
different
beers.
beer,
Heineken.
Oh, I had the.
I don't even
what
remember
was my
it's
thing called?
Yeah, what was it? Wasn't it like Guinness or something?
No, it was like a.
It's some
It had an
random, like,
American
local
flag on
brewery.
it, maybe.
Yeah, it was weird.
Nothing
wa-
I'd seen before.
Yeah,
But
I want.
you said it was good, right?
I want to say like Ben Franklin or like Liberty or something,
Yeah, it
but it
sounds
probably
familiar.
wasn't that.
Sam Adams.
That's the one.
Something in that family. Yeah, and I had Bud Light Platinum,
I know it's
which
in my car.
I think Bud Light Platinum is probably one of the best beers to drink for the beer mile.
Mm, yeah.
Except the percentage. I mean, sure, the data completely disproves me, but it's
How much percent is it?
it's 6%, but
Yeah.
it's advertised as being like one of the smoothest beers, quote unquote. So if you're looking for something to drink fast, a
Bud
smooth
Light.
beer is what you're looking
And it
for.
really was. It was
I mean,
smooth.
I thought it was fine
Hmm.
until I realized I couldn't drink any beer while running a mile.
Yeah.
So we did a beer mile, slightly different location than last
Yep.
year at friend of the show Brian's place.
Yep.
Last year's winner, if you remember,
former champ.
Yeah.
former champ and two-time champ, I guess.
Yeah, well, this year we had someone else there who almost beat him.
Yeah, it was a close race.
No, but Brian also ran a worse time
Than last year?
Than his
Yeah,
best.
that's true. That's true.
He ran the best time I've ever seen. And it was like a 9:30 or
Last
something.
year,
Yeah, and he ran an extra lap. He dominated that
Yeah,
first.
no,
he-
actually,
he's
he
a
didn't have
beast.
an. Yeah, that's true. He didn't have an extra lap this year.
No,
I had an extra lap.
I did too.
Should have been an extra.
I didn't have an.
after
You know
my
what?
Performance.
The did I have an extra lap? No.
This time you did.
So I've
You did this
I've now
year.
I've now run 4
sure.
beer miles and
Saddest
I've
thing
had
I've
a-
ever heard.
Saddest-
I've had an extra lap in 2 of them.
Saddest brag of all time. I've run 4 beer miles.
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
you know what?
actually, sorry, just going off that, my best time and my worst time are the ones without the extra lap, and my 2 middle times have the
Mm.
extra lap. Very
That's cool.
interesting.
That is weird.
Wow.
Let's do a quick rating of the a secondary rating of the beer mile.
Should we do a summary of your own race and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So I'll start. So I started off strong as I tend to. First beer went fast.
Very strong.
First lap went
I
fast.
believe
I think
me and you led
me and
the first
Alex
lap.
led the first lap.
Hand in hand.
yeah.
Yeah, you heard it. Hand in hand.
I was on his back actually. Second beer went okay, But
Chris, after the second beer, he had to get off my back. It was just not right.
I think I'm running the numbers here right, but I think the second lap, very soon after, I was walking.
Oh, yeah,
I think
I
Andrew-
could not believe that.
That was during the start of your third lap, but
Okay.
it was my
Oh,
second
phew.
lap because I was
That's what
I
it
was
was.
slow.
So yeah, you're right. So second
Oh, yeah.
lap went all right. Third beer took me way longer than the first
Yeah.
two. Andrew passed me briefly while I was walking and he was running. And then fourth beer finished strong. I really did think I was going to throw up this time. I was really pushing the boundaries.
no penalty lap, right?
So the third lap I walked, the fourth lap I ran out of I need to get across the line before I puke.
That would have been great.
And
I won't get into the
I-
disgusting facts of it, but you almost threw up at the very end.
I did. I don't want to get into too many gross details, but it was borderline.
Why are
Yeah,
we talking about
we had a
this?
moment like that too, Alex,
Yeah,
where we
but-
both
Yes, I'll
kind
get.
of threw up, and then we looked at
Yeah.
each other like, "What do you think?
Yeah,
What do you think?"
I'll get into my.
But I'll
race
say
real
my
quick.
quick.
Yeah,
So
story time.
I beat these two guys, but lost to two of our friends.
And-
Yeah,
13:20, I think 3-minute
How do you
improvement
guys
on last
remember-
year.
I don't remember my
a new
time.
podcast record.
A new podcast.
I just
record.
remembered mine because that was
I
my
wrote it
best.
down.
The podcast race was my best beer mile race by far. So I
Wow.
was,
So 13:20, got a good buzz afterwards,
Yeah. Mhm.
and
Proud of you.
decent night.
Sick. All right, here's one thing I want to start. So, friend of the show, Brian, not former champ, but other Brian.
Mhm.
You guys remember how he started the race?
Mm.
He said, "All right, we're gonna go on 3."
Oh,
One,
we had another Brian
two-
there. Who
Oh
was
yeah,
doing
the guy
that.
he
Yeah.
did the clock. He goes
Two
1,
Brians.
2, 3. No one does that. You go on go. It's either 3, 2, 1, go, or 1, 2, 3.
I
go.
love the
He
3.
goes 1, 2, 3.
That's funny.
It's not how it works.
Oh,
So
clearly
already,
you're the only one who was affected by that.
already I've been thrown off. I don't want to say that ruined my race, but it didn't help at all. But I was in the mind state of I gotta redeem myself from last year.
Last year was a mess.
So I really tried. Because my deal last year was I just could not stomach the beers. I could not drink them. It's not that I was throwing up after swallowing.
Mhm.
It's like my body would not let me swallow.
That was
it.
my problem. This
So
one.
I got to the first beer, did fine, ran the lap. Second beer, I think I got halfway through, and I see Andrew over there, and he gags and throws he doesn't throw up, but stuff comes out of his mouth like he spit.
Yeah.
And you did it first, right?
Yeah.
And someone goes, "Oh, that's a penalty
I
lap."
think that was me.
And I was like-
I was a tough judge.
Listen. I've been there in this race. I know the difference between gagging and throwing
I
up.
agree. I did not
So
think
I
that
was
a throw
like,
up.
I don't know about I'm, I had no strong. All of a sudden, as I'm saying, I have no strong stance. I do the same exact thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and Andrew lock eyes. No throw up, we declare.
I think we were like the last ones at
Yeah.
that point.
And then I drank my second beer. At this point, I realized this is gonna be a repeat of next year. I had such a hard time drinking that second beer already. Ran my next lap. Third beer. Disgusting. Just disgusting. All I'm saying is there should have been about 15 penalty laps. And then finally got through my last lap.
Was it easier after the undiscussable stuff?
Yeah, I'll say that this year's race, I thought I did better, and it was much
Yeah.
easier.
Mm.
And it's because last year I really didn't have a real throw up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my
So I did 22 minutes.
yeah.
something.
Can I
like
go
that.
to my race?
Yeah.
So my biggest problem was I think this year I kind of intentionally
And I got last place.
yeah.
Don't even need to say it.
Tried a new strategy where I didn't eat much before just because it was kind of
Right.
like at a point where I was like, oh shoot, I should have lunch, but then I was like, well, I'm running in like an hour, so maybe I just won't
Right.
eat. Like I had breakfast a while ago, it was like, but I only had like
Yeah,
cereal or
this was at,
something.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And I will
So-
say my strategy was I had a huge burrito for lunch.
Yeah, so I did not have really anything to eat that day. So I was like, all right, well, I'll see it. I'll test out this strategy and see how it works for next time.
Right.
And like you were saying, Alex, I just could not stomach the beer. Like,
Yep.
like I feel like it goes to it. There's something to be said about like I put in as much effort as I could and I threw up a ton.
Yeah.
So like what was I supposed to do?
I know.
There's nothing I could do. If Chris was able to drink them faster than me and he didn't throw up. So
Yeah.
like if I
Yeah.
had gone
What
any
could you have done
faster,
differently?
I still would have thrown up. So I think that it was my preparation was what failed me
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I needed to have some just a fuller belly really. That would have helped. So I'm always slow at the beginning. I can't chug like anyone else can. I'm always the worst. So
Yeah.
I bank on my pure speed to get me through it. So I was slower out of the gate, but I was basically caught up with you guys at the end, and we all
Right.
kind of ran in single file for the second beer. And then, like you said, that's where I started a little gagging, and then finished that beer. Then yeah, I guess Chris must have got a good start because then, yeah, I see Chris walking and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was so pissed at you, dude. I was like, how are you so far ahead of me in walking? Like,
It's funny. I
the
think that,
running part is so easy.
I think the
compared
difference
to
is
the
Yeah.
beer.
I get the triggered like I'm gonna throw up when I run, whereas
Ooh.
you guys get it when you drink.
See, I feel great.
Maybe I'm more
Yeah,
used
the-
to drinking than
the
running.
run-
Maybe it tells something about
The run
me.
is like relaxing for me.
Yeah, same. And I like this is kind of weird, but when you like step to the rhythm of your burps, you ever do that? You're like burp,
End the
burp, burp,
podcast now. That's too much.
It's good. It's good. And so anyway, usually I kind of like you feel bad when you first start, and then you come around, you do your lap, and you feel better, and you're ready for the next beer. Evidently,
See, I never felt bad.
evidently that was not the case. And yeah, on the third beer, I threw up. It was kind of funny how even I don't mean to like throw a jab at you, Alex, but
Okay.
like even though I was like feeling really bad, I kind of was like, all right, well at least I'll beat Alex because you were just like
Yeah, I
the
couldn't
same
do
thing,
it.
just like
I
you're
could
off
not
to the
do it.
side, you're spitting on the ground, like you're looking not good, you know.
I
Just
almost
a-
quit. I was gonna quit. I think I should have quit. I should have. What
Why
was the
should you
point of
quit?
doing that? It
You,
was
you
such
got a
waste of
PR.
time.
You got a PR. I didn't even come close to my
but
PR.
is that even something to be
Yeah.
proud
it's-
about?
Thanks, Chris.
How
Back
did,
me up.
So I ended up with a 1620 or 1630 or something.
And
and
you
so-
got second to last, right?
And that was second to last, yeah.
Oh God, I should have quit.
But my time was, I was like okay with it. I was just bummed that Chris beat my best time. I was like, you know what? Looks like we got to do another one.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm sick that. I think I'm gonna be sick that day.
That made sense.
All right, let's get off this disgusting.
Well, I'll
topic.
also say afterwards, maybe the day or two after, I was watching Beer Mile videos just out of curiosity, and
I could compete with these.
Yeah. Well, first off, there's people who run insane times, but
Yeah.
I watched a video of a bunch of like professional runners, I think, doing one, and Lance Armstrong was there, and he was doing it.
Jessica. Oh, he was.
Yeah, one lap in, dropped out.
Yeah, that's my
nice.
man.
So we can
Probably,
officially say we've beaten Lance
Probably because
Armstrong.
he stopped taking blood
Yeah.
doping, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't handle it.
Probably was
Yeah.
like, oh, I wish I had more blood.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's get off this disgusting topic for Christ's sake.
Mhm.
All right, something holiday related. How about
yeah.
we went to? It's the name of the episode, possibly.
We'll see.
An ugly sweater party recently.
Yeah.
Andrew and myself, not
Yeah.
Chris.
I wasn't there. I wasn't invited.
Was invited.
I was invited. Couldn't make it.
And Chris has
Had
been
another
asking
ugly
us.
sweater party
We went
to
to this 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
That was. Chris has been tugging on my shirt for the last week and a half, saying, "How was the party? How was the party, Alex? Just tell me about the party."
Well, not
I'm
even.
like,
it was
listen.
less. It was like 10 days ago from recording. But
Yeah,
this will
not-
come out
Oh
later.
yeah, because I
But
guess yeah. So I said, Chris,
it's fresh in our memories.
brother, save it for the pod. This is gonna be your Christmas bonus, my man. So yeah, we thought it would be fun to just kind of talk about the night because, if you could believe it, it was a wild night.
Yeah.
kind of.
And I feel like everyone's got their good like holiday themed kind of like weird parties. I don't know. Chris said he had his own that he might tell us about. You know.
Christmas
Might hint
sweater
at-
party.
Yeah.
I've already had
Everyone
to
can
wear
relate to this.
ugly sweater twice this year, so I am glad that I
Yeah, I
invested
wore
in
mine
one.
twice.
I
as
wore
well.
mine twice too.
And I already know of 2 future occasions where I'm gonna have to wear it. So
Interesting.
All right,
I
here's-
know of one future occasion.
Here's my deal. I'll get off. I'll start it off. I don't like ugly sweater parties.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
Well, okay.
I need all I could get. Like
You were saying
75% of my appearance is my outfit. You know,
That's
No,
true.
I gotta
disagree.
bank on
I
having a
disagree.
good outfit.
You usually wear like bright gold jackets.
Yeah, I peacock.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a nice sweater party, maybe. Something I could brag about.
Well, my problem with ugly sweater parties is, like I said, I've worn one twice, I think this week, basically. And then I'm going to have to wear it a couple more times.
So
How many ugly sweaters am I supposed to have, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause
Yeah.
right now I have one that I just bought recently.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I guess it's that time of
All right, well,
year.
where'd you buy it?
Bought it at Marshall's.
Andrew, where'd you buy yours?
Marshalls.
Alex, where'd you buy yours?
Where did I buy Alex's? Also at Marshalls.
There we
All right,
go.
but Chris and Andrew, same sweater.
Yeah, totally
And-
random.
No,
Unplanned.
don't. All right, we walk into the party. There's 2 guys wearing Andrew's sweater.
That's so funny. Well, I will say,
Luckily,
like,
I knew them though, so it was.
I'm
all
gonna
good.
say you can't go to Marshalls to buy clothes anymore.
I guess they have like they probably have
They
like
had a good
5
selection.
to 10 options. So you go in
Yeah, they had
and
a great
ours,
selection.
mine, I was like, this is my favorite one.
Same.
Branded content for Marshalls, I guess. But you can just, I feel like everyone just gravitates to the one we had, which had
Yeah.
a gnome on it.
Yeah.
Gnomes are in these days.
All right, that's what I pointed out. It's not. It's barely even a Christmas sweater. It's got a gnome on it.
And it's also like blue, white, and red, which
Mhm.
is fine. more
It's just that it's not
more
associated.
commonly known as red, white, and blue. But anyway,
But in this case, yeah, it's more blue.
But it's like right. So it's really not associated with Christmas at
That's
all.
true.
yeah.
So I
because
guess
it's a
I could-
gnome who looks like Santa Claus.
So I
but-
guess I could wear it all year round.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it the best. But it was fun because like I was loving Marshalls. I feel like I don't know because I used to work at Home Goods, Chris. And I know
Mhm.
Chris is a employee of this company, whatever. So I feel like
Beep that
Yeah,
up.
Chris is getting fired tomorrow. So listen, I drank 4 beers.
Everyone-
I threw up everywhere.
all Chris's
You know what?
coworkers.
I work
listen.
here.
Anyway, so he knows Marshalls is good. I worked at Home Goods when I was a kid. I know that this brand is great. So I'm I'm going to Marshalls.
I liked my sweater too.
and
Mhm.
and when I get in there, I'm at the ugly sweater rack. I'm Snapchatting Alex like every 2 seconds.
I couldn't believe how nice they were.
hilarious. I just really liked them. I thought they were like they weren't too over the top. There were some of them that had like the spot for your beer, which was fine,
That's a little extra.
But-
a little extra.
but probably not for me. Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that off in like a. I wouldn't want to talk about it, and I feel like if you get that,
Yeah.
you do want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's I don't know. I think you want a sweater that it can be explained very quickly, and you don't like. I was at a party where people were wearing. Someone had one that had like Christmas lights, like not even just like a few lights, but like basically like the lights you line your house in
Yeah.
on it.
Did they light up?
Yeah,
On the sweater?
yeah, and it's like everyone was like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" He's like, "Well, I just kind of bought it." It's, I don't
See,
know.
it is insane that we're like
Mine
saying
didn't have much explaining.
which ugly sweaters we don't want to wear, but like they're all ugly sweaters. Like the point of the party is to wear an ugly sweater.
I think
so.
you're underselling ugly sweater parties. I think it's like I don't get what you're saying.
No,
like
I-
if everyone's wearing the same thing, then
Mm.
it's funny. Like
And
there's
if I'm wearing a nice sweater, people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's an ugly sweater for that guy." Holy cow!
you made fun of some guy at the party for saying
For wearing a nice
yeah, you were
shirt.
like, look at that guy, he's wearing a nice sweater. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking
all right,
about.
all right. I'm
but-
just kidding. I actually do like the idea of ugly sweater parties. It's just that like. I don't want to purposely look ugly when I'm going to a party. Don't
that,
you understand
it
what
shouldn't
I'm
be
saying,
like
though?
It's
I
kind of
think you're
fun.
overreacting.
When
No, it doesn't.
when did you guys like hear about ugly sweater party, like ugly sweaters being a thing?
I think like senior year
Yeah,
of high school.
I feel like it
maybe?
was like
Yeah.
late, like around then. Like
Oh really? Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I
like
don't know.
20
this was the first one I've
Maybe.
ever like bought.
Christmas 2011.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we're probably close to the peak of
yeah.
Yeah.
for now. It'll be back in a few years. But also, I would say 50% of the people at that party were not even wearing sweaters,
Yeah.
let alone
Yeah.
ugly sweaters. One of them, the host of the party.
With
How
the
about
most-
that?
Wow.
The host of the party, listener of this podcast, was not wearing. He said, "Oh, it's a woman's vest." If that's a woman's vest, my man, it looked great on you. That is not an ugly sweater.
Yeah. Everyone was. It was funny though. We were very like. Yeah, I'd say we were not upset with him, but it was like, dude, what are you doing?
I
You
did
can't-
see.
You can't host an ugly sweater party
and not wear an ugly
and
sweater.
not wear an ugly sweater because
or a
it's like
sweater. It wasn't even a sweater.
it's hot. It's really hot. You
Yeah.
gotta like there. It's fine when everyone's all in it together, but otherwise it's like, well, you just you copped out.
That's
I
the
feel
other
like.
thing. We walked into their apartment, and it's an ugly sweater party. I don't know. What was it, 90, 95 degrees in there? It was so hot. No windows open.
I did see while I was out shopping for my ugly sweater, they had Christmas suits, just like basically an ugly sweater, but like with pants and a suit
That
jacket.
is so extra. I've seen people
I know.
wearing those.
I want to say it was like it was like $10 to $20 too expensive. I really thought about pulling the trigger.
Oh
It's
my
just
gosh.
That's a lot. But that's,
Yeah.
hey,
like yeah.
Next
gotta
thing I know,
commit
you'll
to
come
it.
to the recording studio in a Santa outfit.
Because the sad thing is, if you buy it, you really need to wear it any opportunity that presents
Yeah.
itself. So I'd probably be wearing it tonight.
it is cool that like I feel like not each holiday, but it's cool that some holidays have like very tacky, gross versions of like their wardrobe. Like I feel like wearing a Hawaiian shirt or like I don't know, like an ugly button-down shirt to a 4th of July party is like a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
It's cool
Yeah.
that there are these holidays where you could wear, I don't know, what do you call that? Just ugly clothing, and you fit in, look cool.
Mm,
Yeah, I guess that's the right
Like
way to say it.
Valentine's Day, you could wear like
ugly clothing.
yeah, like I don't know, a shirt with a bunch of hearts on it.
I
and
usually
people
will
would be
wear it.
like, "Oh, nice shirt."
I'll usually wear a diaper and like an arrow. a la-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can wear that. All right, what else about this ugly sweater party happened? 'Cause I feel like-
Yeah, tell me about the party.
So
I've been asking all week.
we get in and it was pretty good. We didn't know that many people there, but it was
no,
fun.
It's my kind of party.
And I don't know.
It was
All,
hot.
all I'm thinking about right now, this is like way later in the
It's
night.
after, right?
What? No, I'm
Oh.
thinking about when that guy fell asleep.
Oh yeah, he was wearing your sweater.
Yeah, one of the guys who was wearing my sweater.
Oh,
At
not
one
your
point-
actual.
No, at one point in the party, just like goes onto the couch, like music playing. It is a party.
Like, it's not like the party was dying out.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
still pretty.
In fact, I
pretty
thought
packed.
it was still growing.
Yeah, it was still growing. When we
Yeah.
got there, it wasn't. It was early, kind of,
Yeah.
and then it was growing, and he just fell asleep, like in front of everything.
And
Wow.
it's not like he was like drunk out of his mind.
No.
Okay.
He just went to take a nap. Someone put a jacket on him. He cuddled up with it.
It's cute.
That was me.
Wait, was that you?
Yeah, but because I know him, I know
You were the jacket. He cuddled with you.
I put the jacket on him because I was like, all right, let's see what happens here. But nope, he
Yeah,
just didn't
that
move.
was so
he was
weird.
totally unfazed. So that was one thing where we
I
were
kinda
like,
I
respect
feel
that.
bad because I feel like he wasn't having a good time at the party. You know?
I think he's just like that. You know, those kind of people that are like, where are the
He's too
chicks,
good for
man?
it.
Where are the girls?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it's like, okay, well,
we didn't. We
Yeah.
forgot to mention there were no girls at this party.
My kind of party.
That's not
Um,
true. That's the other thing. Like when it's an ugly sweater party, I feel like girls usually aren't wearing ugly sweaters. Is that wrong of me to complain about?
I feel like I've been to one ugly sweater party and they were wearing.
I was
ugly
gonna say,
sweaters,
I-
so
no,
know
no,
what
they,
you're
not the
talking
one that
about.
we were at.
The ones that we were with were.
That's true. Well, I thought those sweaters were kind of nice.
Yeah,
What?
I don't know.
One of
It's
they're-
just it's at least it's a sweater.
I feel like
Alright, that's true.
our sweaters look nice too. We'll post some pictures of this.
Yeah,
sweaters.
I
all
like-
right, but
our
you can't
sweaters.
you can't argue that ours were ugly sweaters. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
the brand of mine was like Ugly Christmas or something
yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Like
Yeah.
one girl was wearing like a turtleneck, like sleeveless dress that was just sweater material.
That's kind of cool. But it's
It was
the
far
same.
from ugly. And
It's
I hope she's
within,
listening
like,
to this
2 degrees.
podcast.
Within 2 degrees of an ugly sweater.
Yeah,
you know?
if I agree.
All right, I don't agree. So I guess we have to get off of this topic. All right, how about this part of the party? I walk in with, I'm going to a party. I'm bringing beer. I walk into it with a literal case full of beer.
Yeah, I remember this.
I go to grab a beer later in the night. Every single beer is gone.
It's wicked funny.
I was drinking Yingling,
Okay.
which I guess I was probably the only one who brought the Yingling
yeah,
to that
but we
party.
look around at one
I
point.
look around.
Everyone has a
after I
Yingling.
look in and realize none of there, I pick my head up. I felt like in the Matrix when he looks up and like everyone is Neo or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
happens. That's what it felt like. Everyone was holding a Yingling. The host of the party had 2 in his hand. He was smashing one on his head. Those are my beers.
Just
for
pouring
God's
them down
sakes.
the sink. We got plenty.
No, I did just leave them out in the open. So
I was
I'm
gonna
not,
say
like,
that.
I'm not like I was the wrong one here.
What's
Yeah.
your opinion on? So I recently went to a Christmas party and I brought a big case of beer. I kind of volunteered to pick it up. Is it the expectation you leave it or you bring it? Because
When you're leaving?
yeah,
I
'cause
think you leave it.
I had probably about a dozen beers left, and I'm like, it's
Oh,
too much work to go get them. But does he really want 12 Bud Lights in his fridge?
Yeah.
Oh,
if it
that's
was
a good
Bud
point.
Light, if it was Bud Light,
Yeah.
I would leave it for sure. He
Yeah.
threw the party. There's much worse than 12 Bud Lights.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that's a nice. What if he likes Bud Light?
That's true.
You know?
Yeah,
But
you're
I
right.
could also see taking it. Like if it was nice beer or something,
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
I would probably
Well,
take
I
it.
think
I
it's-
wouldn't feel bad.
I think it's almost never worth it to take it if you can't take it that night. Then it's like
Yeah, that's true.
even if you know the person, I feel like it's
no,
like
you're not going back for the beer.
No.
Yeah,
There's no
unless
way.
it's like one of your best. Like I don't know. I think my typical
Yeah,
move is I'll
yeah.
bring like a 6-pack, drink a few of them, share one, and then a couple left over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like we
put them
we,
in my pockets.
we went to
No.
this guy's house
actually.
beforehand.
yeah.
Listener of the show, Henry, and we brought beer that one time, right? The, the UFO Whites.
yeah, yeah.
And we left a bunch in his fridge. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
is like 2 weeks later. We looked in the fridge. They're all gone. I'm not upset. Obviously, I'm not upset. Those are
Yeah.
his beers now because I brought them to his party. It's like the cover.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, that's true. A couple beers.
The informal.
A couple
cover.
good beers or like as many Bud Lights as you don't
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah. So what else? What else about this party? Do you want to talk about? I guess.
Tell
we
me
might
about
as
your sweater a little bit, Alex. I don't know about
All right.
Oh, mine was
Alex sweater's good.
It was like a Argyle kind of. The sleeves were Argyle, and it had Santa. Oh, this is another thing I want to talk about. My sweater had Santa playing golf on it.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
I put Andrew showed me the pictures. I saw, Santa's playing golf. People will think I'm athletic. That's perfect. I put it on. Go to the party. Some dude starts talking to me about Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm not here to talk sports, let alone Tiger Woods. So I had to tell him it was a field hockey sweater.
Okay.
Someone's
Did you
like,
actually?
someone was like, "Hey, just tell him it was field hockey."
That's funny. See, now
great.
I show up to the party. Everyone wants to talk to me about Gnomes, the movie.
Hey, you like
No, you're thinking of trolls.
TripAdvisor? Wait, what's
Damn it,
the
yeah, I am
Trolls?
no trolls.
wait? Isn't there that? Isn't TripAdvisor?
that
with
would've been a
with
better
the gnome?
role.
Is that
Yeah.
TripAdvisor? Has
No,
that?
no.
No, I think it's Expedia.
Oh,
Orbits.
yeah, maybe
Or
it's
Orbits. I think it might be Orbits.
Travelocity.
Uh,
I don't know.
TripAdvisor.
Those are all
It's
the
not
same, right?
TripAdvisor. It's one.
Yelp.
Of the, it's not Yelp. It's yeah. Now we've moved from. Like,
You know, it's like the gnome that goes.
Hotel-
and
Yeah.
It has a spa.
is it
day.
hotels.com?
I have no clue. I just threw out TripAdvisor because I knew it's like one of the. It's in the same genre.
No, it isn't in the same genre as TripAdvisor, though.
Wait, hotels.com isn't the same as TripAdvisor?
I would say that Yelp is the same genre as TripAdvisor.
We've
and
talked about this on the podcast
Yeah, we
before.
have.
I don't use TripAdvisor. I just assumed it was. Is it Kayak?
It's Kayak is not the gnome, but Kayak is the same
As the
genre
gnome.
as the gnome.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm putting money on Travelocity.
Yeah, I can see that too. And why are they thinking having a gnome as their mascot?
Yeah, it's only really
it's
seasonally
I don't
appropriate a
know,
couple
2
months a year.
degrees away from Santa Claus, and that's Christmas's mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Well, that's what Chris and I were going for with our sweaters.
Yeah, I was going
It's-
for the Travelocity look.
It's close to Santa, but it's not quite Santa. And also, I thought it looked pretty
Great
good.
sweater.
Yeah.
Right. It's the happy holidays of sweaters.
Yeah. Speaking of happy holidays,
Oh yeah. All right.
My
no.
hat.
All right. No. All right. Before this, do we have anything else to say about during the party? Because I have a lot to say about after the party.
I was gonna say it sounds like you guys hyped up this party.
Well, it's more. It's more about what happened
yeah.
afterwards.
But after,
Okay.
Because I still think this is insane.
all right. So at this party, I had Chris. You know my Happy Holidays hat.
Sure.
Well, it might be my former Happy Holidays hat if we can
Ooh.
find it.
All right.
Which
Let me
stinks.
say what happened. Because you're saying it like the hat part is the most significant part of the story.
Yeah. I'm
There
obsessed.
was
Hold on.
something-
Didn't you win this hat in a crane?
Yeah,
I
so
think I was with you. Like
yeah.
a crane
When
machine.
when I was in
not a normal crane.
a long time ago, my brother worked at Toys R Us, and we visited him on the holiday season. And in the crane machine, there's a hat that says "Happy Holidays." I'm like, this is great. I can
It's
wear
like a
this.
baseball hat.
I can, yeah. It's like a baseball cap. I can wear this for years to come. It's a red hat. It says "Happy Holidays" in green, and there's Christmas lights.
These days, every day is a holiday. It could be National Donut Day. That hat's appropriate. You
Yeah,
know?
I would wear it for Christmas, and I wear it for 4th of July. I love that hat, and I had it for a while too. I mean, that was early college,
See-
so I had it for like 5 years. One in the crane machine.
It's insane.
And then I bring it to this party, which I didn't want to do because I was like, I'm probably going to lose this.
To
But
me, the hat
whatever.
is so insignificant to the story.
All right.
There's
well,
something much more important.
You tell your part.
Do you
then.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of
Don't
course I
say
know
it. Don't say
what
what
you're
it is.
talking about. And
don't
then
wanna
we'll
spoil
get
it for
to it
Chris.
later.
Can, I,
Alright.
can I interject quickly?
Yeah.
Travelocity. No, it is
Yes.
Travelocity.
Okay.
Just looked it up.
You
can-
said it was kayak. All right. So we leave this party. We take an Uber home.
Sure.
We're responsible.
The
you
ride
know?
sharing app.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I call an Uber from my phone, and the guy shows up very quick. It's like after 2:00 in the morning. That's important to the story.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Past your bedtime.
We get in. Yeah. I say, "Do you have a warm glass of milk?" It's way past my
Also,
bedtime.
just to interject, I'm pretty sure I had
That's important,
the
you're
hat
right.
at this point. I'm like 90% sure.
and we were at the point. It's not like we were gonna forget parts of the night kind of
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because it was like, I remember making sure,
Like I believe you. when
leave
you
with
say
your
this.
hat. Like, don't lose that hat. I'm pretty sure I had it. Okay.
So we get in the car, and
You
guys got-
going back to your place from there?
to my apartment.
Okay.
It's like a 20-minute Uber, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe less
Yeah.
because there's no traffic. Get in the car. First of all, he's got the same car as me and you, Chris.
Yeah, I know
I
that.
think I think you asked about the eightfold path.
Really?
I think I asked about the Noble Eightfold Path.
Did he know?
We need to
anything
post that on Instagram. I don't
Yeah,
know if we did
jeez.
already.
So
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I regretted asking. as soon as I
so
came
we
out
get
of my
in,
mouth.
and first thing he says is, "Oh, sorry. Before I picked you up, I had to get gas. Do you mind if we stop on the way for gas?" So in my head, I'm thinking, not a big deal. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Where I have nowhere to be but bed. You
Yeah.
know. But at the same time, extremely unprofessional.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I think you're overreacting again.
I just said it was fine. I'm just saying also it's unprofessional.
Well, in my head, I'm like, all right, well. yes,
In
you
my
get
head,
gas,
it's not a
like-
5-star, but
all right,
if
that's
you
good.
know what I
That's
mean?
good. That's a
I
key
think
part of the
it's
story.
But if you have nowhere to go, then
Also, like, what are my options? We're gonna run out of gas, and I have to call another Uber. You know, I'd rather get to where we're going.
True.
But then you remember, it's 2:30 in the morning. There's not gonna be a gas station open,
Yeah.
so he doesn't go out of his way or anything. But he doesn't go to any gas station. We get to my apartment. I do the classic Uber line. Right here's fine. And what? That's a classic Uber line.
Yeah,
you
I
pointed
thought-
at a gas
I
station.
thought you were like making a joke for a second. Like, oh yeah, everyone says
Yeah,
that.
that's literally what. First you say, "Hi, are you Humphrey?" That's his name. That's the first classic Uber line. The second one is, "Yeah, right here's fine."
The two things you say in an Uber.
So we park. He's in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
He parks. He shuts his car off and unbuckles. So now already I'm thinking to myself, Humphrey,
Humphrey, no.
dude, do I have to have my guard up for Christ's sake? Like, what's about to happen? Now there's 3 of us in the Uber, 3 guys. So it's not like I'm not like worried that something's gonna happen, but I'm thinking to myself,
You,
like,
Andrew, and Humphrey, or
yeah, no,
Okay.
4 total. One,
Okay.
three passengers. That's a good question though.
Thank you.
3 more people. So I'm thinking. So I'm not
There's
like
7 people.
So I'm not like oh, something's gonna go wrong here, but I'm thinking like, oh, what's his next move gonna be? So I like try to test the waters, because usually my last thing to say is,
Right.
right, here's fine, thanks, and then I leave. But now I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? So I go, well, all right, have a good night, or something along the lines, right? And he's like opening his door now, and he goes, oh, I have to pee. So now my mind is racing.
That's funny because
Don't spoil the story.
for me, this just happened like all at once. I didn't realize he had parked and undone his car. I just remember him parking and being like,
I don't know what you're worried
"Oh,
about.
could I use your bathroom or something?"
No, that's not what he said. He did not say, "Can I use your
Yeah.
bathroom?"
Okay, I believe you.
So
I
he
believe
says, "I have to pee." So now my mind is racing. Like, all right, should I say like he could pee behind my apartment? But if you guys have been listening to this podcast, I live above this old woman. She's in her 90s.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I want is to her frantically calling the cops because Humphrey's out there taking a leak, you know? So I'm like, all right, this is all within like 10 seconds. My mind is just like, I can't do that. Should I say like he could go up the road and pee like on the street? There's not going to be anything open right now. Before I know it, Andrew's peek. Now, Andrew does not live in my apartment. Andrew's peeking his head. Oh, come on in, man. Don't worry. Next thing I know, Humphrey's taking a leak in my bathroom.
That's funny.
What's the problem?
stranger.
What's
a
the-
stranger is
What's
peeing
the
in my
problem with
bathroom.
that?
You don't live there. You can't invite someone in. Now, maybe if he said, oh, I really have to go, and he didn't want to pee outside, I would have said, okay, maybe you could come in. You just willy-nilly brought him in.
I don't regret that. I just think
And
I don't know,
then
I was just like,
Humphrey leaves. Andrew goes, oh, we got to give that guy 5 stars. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your
Did
mind?
he do anything else? Like,
well,
did he have a
here's-
good conversation?
This is
on the
actually pretty
ride,
funny.
No, he was fine.
He was fine. He was fine.
But he peed in my toilet.
That's
he
fair.
peed in my toilet.
You should
There,
get a free ride out
the
of
things
it.
that this is stupid, but I will say that my opinion of him went up significantly only because he was wearing a Patriots hat,
That's insane.
and that is
insane.
usually like a good, you know, it's a little checkbox. Like, all right, this guy.
This guy can
likes
pee in
the
my
Patriots.
friend's bathroom.
That is wrong.
Wait, okay, you guys are being way too harsh.
All right,
I
well,
think.
how about
First of
this?
all, like he just, what was I supposed to do? Like just say like nothing, maybe, but like I don't know. I was.
You
well,
should've
I-
said,
maybe
oh,
I
go-
was a little drunk. I was friendly.
Go
you know?
up the street and pee. Or
I just-
you should have said nothing because you don't live in my
What's the
apartment.
worst that would happen though? We were all there.
All right,
like-
I'll tell you. Someone told me about this scam that happened that's been going around where people go and say, oh, could I use your bathroom? They go in and steal all the drugs out of your medicine cabinet.
Really?
I think that's what this guy was trying to do.
You had no drugs.
I have no drugs. So it was
no,
you know,
on the way
I
out,
saw him with a roll of toilet paper in his jacket when he was leaving.
on the way out, I showed him how to get gas. He couldn't figure out how to
That means nothing.
get 24-hour gas.
That
so,
means- yeah.
so I helped him out, and then I said, "Let's give him 5 stars. He's a good guy."
No,
Yeah,
no,
it
no.
seems like the Uber driver just needed a lot. You know,
Yeah. Well, you're
That's
right.
the other thing.
a
So
bathroom,
two
instructions.
2 things that I've never experienced in an Uber driver. Now, it's fine to need gas, but like already I'm like, this dude needs like, doesn't he know that you should get gas beforehand? So already I'm like, something's off about this guy. And then he asked for the bathroom. Like in my mind, I'm like,
That's
something's up here.
because you're like, maybe you're naturally skeptical or you're rightfully skeptical, but literally for me, like I see this guy, I'm tired. He's wearing a Patriots hat and he's gonna drive us home.
You are so right. That's
So
that's
it should
that's
be fine.
irresponsible of you. I
It should
feel
be
like.
fine. It should be fine. And then when he said he needed to get gas, I wouldn't say like you're acting like that was like an alert for you. Like, whoa, you know. For me, that was like
It wasn't an alert, but it was I don't know. It was like a step down from an alert. I wasn't like something's gonna happen, but I was like, this is weird.
okay.
So like then if
You
something
noticed.
that would have like if he said, "Oh, I have to pee. Can I use your bathroom?" Normally I would probably be like, maybe. Like I would think about it. But after the gas,
that would
thing,
be your response.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What's in it for me? But after the gas thing, I was like, instantly in my mind, I was like, I'm not letting this guy into my house. First of all, he's a you would let a stranger into your apartment at 2:00 in the morning? That seems insane to me.
I guess so. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't.
And after, all
I'm
right, so
fine with that. Yeah.
then we could get onto the hat part.
Okay, so then
Also, I'll say my conclusion I think you're both kind of wrong. I think I would, if I was Alex, have let him in, but if I was Andrew, I wouldn't have.
My mind was
Alright.
never able to make the decision.
That's fine, but like I feel like it's really tough to. I think it's kind of rude to put that pressure on me. Like, oh, I can't believe you did that, Andrew. When literally all I'm doing, like, it's a
not
very
your- you
innocent
don't live
mistake
there,
man.
though.
But we were just going into your house. Like, what were we
And
gonna
you know
do?
what?
Just be like, no.
I don't think I would. Even I just don't. I'm not okay with letting a stranger into my apartment,
which
like
is
that.
fair.
That especially that late at night. Like my bathroom is upstairs.
Yeah.
Where, like, we were in the living room, which is downstairs.
Yeah.
So no one was upstairs, and my
Yeah.
roommate's rooms are up there. So that guy, either I'm following him up to the bathroom, which I kind of did,
Probably
or
would.
he could be like going through my roommate's stuff. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. You watch the news, Andrew, don't you?
I just like I don't know. I feel like I just assumed it would work out.
And
Like,
then to make this guy even
nothing
worse,
bad happened.
let's get to the hat part. Or do you want me to say it?
No, I'll get to the hat part. So, I think that. Well, okay, I'm jumping ahead. So in the morning, I'm like, oh crap, I don't know where my hat is. We went out to
Right.
breakfast. Like, oh, I must have left it at Alex's. I don't remember where I put it. But I remember thinking like over and over again, do not lose that hat. You had it the whole time. I go back to Alex's house. And I could not find the hat.
It's not
We
there.
looked around.
I don't have like a big apartment.
Did you look more? And it's not.
I looked
there?
everywhere. Everywhere in the everywhere.
So I really still think it might be there, but I guess probably
It
not.
could be in a nook or cranny.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you check the notes?
But
and
I think I
crannies?
looked at all of them.
Because when you get back, like I just kind of like tossed my stuff and like basically fell asleep.
Mhm.
So I don't know where it could have gone, but then Alex called. He's like, "Oh man, I got to talk to Humphrey again." 'cause
So I also-
I really wanted this hat back.
I called Humphrey that Sunday, that day. I called him a few times, and with Uber, you have to go through the app to call them,
Mhm.
so you don't
It's a
have each other's
weird
numbers.
number, yeah.
So I called him multiple times and left a message saying like, "Hey, we were in your Uber the other night. If I remember correctly, you peed on my seat." I didn't say that, but I was in your Uber, and we think we left a red hat in the back seat that says "Happy Holidays." My friend actually went in a crane machine. Not important.
Wait, did you mention that he used the bathroom? Like,
No, I didn't.
I feel like that could have got us good
Yeah.
graces.
But
whatever.
Did you bring up the Patriots hat?
no response. Doesn't call me back. Does nothing. I left my number. Does nothing. Then like Tuesday, I think, I'm like, all right, well, I'll call him again. So this is like the fourth or fifth time I'm calling him.
Yeah.
And he picks up finally. And I'm like, hey, man, I called you. He's like, oh, sorry, I was in class. First of all, what kind of dang class are you taking on a Sunday, for goodness sakes?
Yeah,
Second of
true.
all, you don't have 5 minutes to call me back? I let you pee in my apartment.
That's true.
And then I
But he-
say,
Well, you
no,
didn't
no.
let him pee.
I didn't let
I
you.
did.
Andrew
and
let
it's
him
my
pee.
hat.
And then, so then
You
I
should be like, my friend let you pee.
So-
It's
in
friend's
my
hat.
apartment. Can you believe it? So then I'm like, oh, so I was wondering, do you know if there was a hat left over and or left in the Uber? And he goes, oh, you know what? I picked up someone right after you. They might have taken it. That's a lie.
Yeah,
That's a lie. First
That's
of
what he
all,
said?
he was out of gas. What are you doing? How unprofessional
Damn
are you?
it.
They're gonna pick someone else up.
yeah, it's bad.
You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna pull up Uber one day. We're gonna. Oh, I need a ride. It's gonna be Humphrey. It's gonna show his picture. He's gonna have a GD red Happy Holidays hat in his
Yeah.
profile
That'd be so
picture.
fun.
All right. One quick eulogy to the Happy Holidays hat is
Wait,
that,
wait, wait. So what do you think right now?
I think I took it out of Henry's. I think that
Have you checked with him?
Out of
Henry
Host of the party?
Yeah, but like
But you-
weekly, he was like, "You could check if you want," and I was like, "Well, I think you could do just as well."
But what do you think of Humphrey's response?
Well, I
Don't
didn't
you
know it
think
was
that's
that.
a little
You,
s- I know. I wanted
yeah.
to save it for the pod.
It's
Oh,
I
really
think
yeah.
that's a little
that quickly.
skeptical.
Yeah, I'm skeptical.
Like
of that.
it was. Hey, was there a hat left? Like as soon as I say something was left, he goes, "Oh, someone else got in right after you guys." It was 2:30 in the morning, and you were out of gas, man.
Yeah,
like
and-
he was
Yeah.
desperate to get gas.
instead of like
we gave him directions.
Oh, I checked and I didn't see it
Right.
because you're. I guess that's good that you saved it for the pod, but the way you said it made me think like, okay, it's definitely in your house. Because I even remember thinking leaving the Uber, like obviously maybe I wasn't thinking this. Maybe this is like I'm injecting this in my mind later after
Right.
the fact. But I'm thinking like, make sure you have your hat. Make sure you have your hat. And I don't know if I did have the hat then clearly. But
I mean, I am very confident. I'm not saying it's in the Uber,
yeah,
but I'm confident it's not in my apartment. And the response I got from Humphrey was I'm not saying he's wearing the hat right now, but I'm saying he was at least too lazy to look for it.
Yeah.
Like whatever. When I said something was left, he did not want to deal with that. either someone he has it, he doesn't want to give it back, which is weird, or he
Might
knows
be
someone
for the
took
best.
it, which then he was being honest, or he just doesn't want to look and return it.
I should not have brought it.
Hmm.
Who made someone? One of our friends said like, "Oh, you'll be fine."
I think it was me. I put it on your head and said, "Come on, you look
I should not
dashing."
have brought it.
I
But
guess
anyway,
it was the best. It's kind of the best time to wear it. Like,
Thanks,
what's his
dude.
name? Humphrey. Well, I mean, if you're gonna wear it any day of the year,
Here's what I
it's to a holiday party.
I'm glad it wasn't the All-Star hat. The All-Star hat is a similar style hat, except it just says All-Star instead of Happy Holidays. Now that is a year-round
Yeah,
hat.
Andrew probably thinks Humphrey deserves that hat.
Oh, give me your Patriots hat. You take this.
Here's what I think happened. At least with the if he was trying to either he was trying to steal drugs or he was trying to steal a hat. Or he was just trying to, I don't know, he's a creep who likes using bathrooms. He saw 3 guys walk into his Uber with the dorkiest sweaters of all time, one of them wearing a Happy Holidays hat. And he thought, oh, I could take advantage of these guys. Either I'm getting drugs, a hat, or a free trip to the bathroom, baby. Here we go. That's got to be it. If we
No.
were wearing nice, cool sweaters, like I said at the beginning of this segment, there's no way.
Maybe I should try to be a little more not friendly to like people I don't know. I don't know. But why
You got to
not?
be skeptical, man.
I don't know.
You can go either way.
No, I don't
You
know.
would-
It's
I
a
can't
it's
believe
a tough balance.
You would let a stranger into
I
your
don't know.
apartment at 2:30 at night?
I think.
I don't know.
I think what's the
Guess it
worst that
depends
could
on the situation.
happen?
He shoots you
Are
up.
you insane, dude?
Do you watch the news?
It's 2:30 at night. He probably thought we were drunk. That's bad. You don't think there's a worst case scenario there?
I guess it never crossed my mind.
He
but-
robs us blind
Yeah, maybe.
Blind.
of our
maybe.
drugs and hats.
He got one of them.
All right, can I eulogize the Happy Holidays hat?
Yeah, I have one more
Sure.
story to tell about people letting other people into the bathroom, which
All
I
right.
think is gonna. But you could do that first if you want.
So the Happy Holidays hat, I had it for a while. This summer, one day, I went to camp, and I lost my keys. I left my keys at camp. I lost them, and I could not find them. I ended up going back and finding them the next day, and it was like a Friday, I think, so it worked out. I could just go on a weekend. So I took the bus back because there's a bus that goes to Framingham. So I drove there, but then I left my car there because I could not find my keys.
Right.
I took the bus back. So I had to take the bus back to a stop, and then I had to walk from the bus stop. Very inconvenient. And as I am walking back on the side of the road,
God forbid you take an Uber for Christ's sake.
hung up on a pole near my house
Yeah.
is the Happy Holidays hat. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, that's weird.
And you
and
had not lost your hat.
I had no idea. I
Wow.
almost walked past it, and then I was like, I went up closer, and I'm like, this is my hat. It is pink. It had been,
Because it was red.
it was a red hat, very red, like a Santa hat color.
Yeah.
It had lost all its color. It had gone pink because of
the
it
sun
had
or
been
rain?
left out for a while. And I'm thinking, I used to wear that hat and the All-Star hat when I would drive for some reason. I like wearing a
Right.
hat when I drive. I don't know. I think in that summer, I must have had my windows all the way down and just like gone over a bump or something, and it flew
out.
out of the car. And I
That's so funny.
It's like a
literally
movie.
never knew it was gone. It could have been gone for like a whole month. I had no idea.
So I'm thinking we're gonna find this hat. It's gonna be somewhere.
That's funny.
It hasn't lived its
And
last day.
That story is gonna be insane. That this has happened twice.
I would love that story. So when I saw the hat, I was like, I literally was like, man, I got a second win with this thing, and I was pretty excited because like, I mean, it's as good as it gets. Like, I had no idea I lost it. Now my hat is a new color.
Yeah.
It looks like a new hat.
And like a faded red. That's a pretty good.
Yeah,
color, you know?
it was
Yeah.
it was like a faded red. It was nice, and I was like, all right, cool. But at the same time, when I lost it this time, I was thinking like, you know that theory of like, like you can't outrun, it's gonna get you eventually.
It'll
Like,
catch up to you.
like immediately, like it's like, oh, Andrew, you probably were not supposed to find that hat. Let me take that hat
Yeah.
away from you yet again. Because
Taken
that's
by the
literally
heels.
like you said, Chris, this is like the best time to be wearing that hat. I was not wearing that hat elsewhere. Like I
Yeah.
literally was
You wore it
saving
to
it
a
for
holiday
this time.
party.
I wore it once and I lost it again. Like that
This is
hat
getting
is
sad.
is disappearing. So
Mhm.
there's two ways to think of it. Either, God finally said, you know what? I can't believe you
I need
you
this hat
stumped me
back.
last time. I'm
Happy-
taking it.
Start saying Merry Christmas. No more happy
No more
holidays.
happy holidays. Or we're gonna find it again, and it'll add to this
I hope
amazing
it's in my
story.
apartment somewhere.
I
but
think it is.
I don't know where it would be. You got to come look if you want to find it.
I just cannot. I could not forgive myself if I left it in the Uber.
I even looked outside.
Why would I- Really?
Like, I thought it maybe
Yeah.
flew off your head outside.
No, that's the other stupid part is that I wasn't wearing it. I was just holding it. So
Can I tell you guys a kind of similar story with a happy ending.
Sure.
Ooh.
This is funny that this is what this episode turned into. So I yesterday actually went to the gym.
Mhm.
We have a gym at my office, and I went. So today's Monday. I went on a Sunday, so no one's there. Totally empty.
Right.
Great day to go to the gym at my office. And I have these bracelets I wear that I got as gifts.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Looking at them now,
Yeah,
probably
ooh.
gives away the story. That's all right.
But you said it was a happy ending. So.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm not a great storyteller.
Yeah.
But I go run on the treadmill and I take them off, forget them there.
Right.
Cry.
Realize at the end of the day I forgot them. I'm really upset. Got these as gifts from my girlfriend. She got them from Taiwan.
Ooh.
One from Iceland. Pretty
Whoa.
cool. So they're kind of meaningful. Call up my office at like 10 at night last night. Just I'm like, hey, is someone there to just like check in the gym? And the guy's like, oh god. But they're these just tiny bracelets, and he's like, yeah, whatever. All right, what's up? And then like 2 minutes goes
Probably
by.
Humphrey.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Probably Humphrey.
sounds like Humphrey.
Two
Someone I just picked someone else up. This is an office, dude. So there's my other job.
2 minutes goes by. He calls me back. Yeah, we don't have them. I was like, no. I'm like, I know exactly where. They're on this treadmill. He's like, yeah, no, they're not there. I go this morning, first thing this morning.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're
Oh.
exactly where I left them.
That's annoying.
0% chance he
That's
went
annoying,
and checked,
yeah.
right? You think he just? I was like, what? Like,
I don't
Why
like
would you do
that.
that? That's so
Because
stupid.
they used.
just say you're not gonna
It's
look.
funny to tie this back in again.
Tell
but
him he was wearing a Patriots hat. Andrew will completely switch sides.
Yeah, we were actually FaceTiming somehow.
when I worked at Home Goods,
He wasn't talking about home goods, dude.
there we go. Okay, this thing stopped recording for a sec. When I worked at Home Goods, I know people would call in and they'd be looking for like furniture. It's like, oh, it's not at my store, my local store. Can you check if it's here?
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, most of the time they'd just be like, yeah, just walk around for 2 minutes, then be like, oh, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do
Yeah.
I'm working, so I might as
Yeah.
well try.
That's annoying.
And that's the reason they would say that is because 90% of the time it wasn't there. So that's
Right.
probably what this guy's thinking.
Yeah.
But like when I would find it, it would be like the best feeling. I'd be like, I'd go back to
Yeah.
the phone. I'd be like, and they're like, hello, and I'm like,
You'll never
hi. So
guess.
I would do the same thing every time. I'd be like, yeah. So we actually we do have your item. And they're like, oh my god. It's just
Yeah.
like it was just nice because I would get so excited to like here's my reveal.
Yeah.
It's like a
That
a
is
boring
great.
high school job. Like, all right, let's bring some holiday cheer to this
Yeah.
person's life. So.
Dang.
Anyway,
maybe check at home to see if they sell any hats.
yeah. So I think that I always like to like check for stuff like that. I feel like, but I've done stuff like that too, Chris, with like less meaningful things where
Yeah.
I would get somewhere really early because I'd be like, I know.
Yeah, that's
it's
basically what I
there.
did.
Yeah.
I showed up to work early to go
Yeah.
see him.
Yeah, good
Oh,
move.
spotted.
That is a happy ending, though.
Yeah, a happy ending to this episode.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
wasn't there one more thing you wanted to say, Alex?
Oh yeah. See, Nick. Now I don't want to tell the story because it's kind of gross.
All right, then let's not.
I'll tell you guys off mic.
All right.
Okay. Did you make out with the chick at a party? Or something?
No, it's a bathroom story. So,
So,
I mean,
did you make out with a chick at a party?
we ended with a happy ending. People want to hear the story. Just email in. I'll tell the story.
Yeah,
it's
that
fine.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. Hopefully, you guys had or are having a good
Mhm.
holiday season.
Holiday
Mhm.
season.
And if we get this hat back, we'll be posting for
Yeah,
sure.
Sure.
Be
Yeah.
surprise. Yeah, how's that? That'd be
I
cool.
honestly might call Humphrey again and be like, just check.
you
let
should
them
do it. You
back,
should
man.
do it.
And
Because
then-
that would be because now we've got the whole podcast thing about
'cause
it.
They
Yeah.
get paid. Uber drivers get money for returning items.
Really?
Mhm.
We would have had you would have had to pay $15 to get that hat back.
Yeah, I don't
Figure
I don't
it
care.
out. if
Well
it's
worth it.
Okay.
I bought it for $1.
Wow.
That's a funny story too. Actually, I bought it when I did it at the crane machine. It was 50 cents a play. I missed it the first try. And then put in a full $1, so it ended up being $1.50. Got it the second try, and then there was like obviously who uses crane machines. There was like a 5-year-old kid behind me, and I was like, got a free play, dude.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I felt really good about it, but I was
you
like,
put the hat on, it's yours. Psych.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
All right,
you
that
know.
was another happy ending. That's
Yeah, all
great.
right. But hopefully we get the ultimate happy ending where
Yeah.
you guys can look on Instagram and I am wearing this hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right.
That's it.
All right. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
See you next week.